Jay, this is going to be an interesting topic. I was listening to a video and the gentleman was talking about parenting. And one of the things he said was is that he does not expect his children to love or care for him in the same manner that he does for them. Now, I know for you, being a father is first and foremost in your life. But when you hear messages like that, what comes to your mind?
He's a damn fool. Now, I just totally disagree with that. I think I heard that same video. I know what you're talking about. It was an ex-football player. I don't remember his name right now, but I heard the same video, and it's usually these individuals who have touched a large amount of money in a fast amount of time or at a young age. And if you hear them talk, they're always saying stuff like, my kid doesn't have to take care of me. My kid doesn't have to buy me anything. My kid doesn't have to pay my bills. And you're right. Your kid shouldn't have to do any of that for their parent, because they weren't asked to be here. And you grown and all that stuff fits all of that whole profile. The problem is when you say they don't have to respect me all the time. Nobody gets away with not respecting me at all times. Nobody. That's like one of the main things that's non-negotiable. And that's just me personally. But as a kid, what are we teaching our children? That a person, parent or otherwise, feeds you, clothes you, gives you a place to stay, buys things for you, does all these things for you, and it's optional if you should respect them or not, because that's not the real world. Anybody in the real world that treats your child that way, they should be respecting them. They should be, and I think he said something along the line, they don't have to reciprocate the same level of love. Now, are we equating love with money and things? Because I've never been that person. I've always got on my friends who saying, okay, well, you loan somebody $1,000 that don't have no money, and you're holding their feet to a fire about $1,000 when they're ready, willing, and able to do other things that can be equivalent or more than the equivalent of $1,000. But they said, no, that don't matter. And then sometimes I've seen people do those things for these people, and they still held their feet to the fire over the $1,000. So if I loan a friend $1,000 and they watch my child, pick my child up, do certain things that I can't, money can't pay for, because I can pay somebody to watch my child. But if that's my friend like that, that's a different story. It's like, family, I trust that person. I feel confident that my child's gonna be okay in their hands. It's a crapshoot when you got a babysitting service or something. That's somebody who they're gonna call auntie or uncle. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not holding their feet to the fire for that. If they, step in for me, go grab my kid from school because it was an emergency, or they protect my kid, it's just so, I didn't put my kids in there, but it's so many ways for you to pay somebody back that doesn't have anything to do with money. So when you talk about a child, being a good human being, going to school and performing at a high level and not acting an ass and embarrassing me, and yourself in the process. They have a kid right now that's that I think he's dead. But they're charging his parents because he was a active shooter he was one of these mass shooters. And they're charging his parents. So you cannot tell me you can just act any kind of way knowing that might come back on me or reflects on how I raised you and what I'm instilling in you. And you owe me that. You owe me that for putting on and doing what I'm supposed to do. And newsflash, all parents aren't good parents. And so they, just because they wasn't brought here, they didn't ask to be here, that's fine. But there's a lot of people who brought kids in this world who didn't ask to be here, who are treating them just that way. They treat